Mike is our new manufacturing manager. Tell us how you came to Plast-O-Matic.
So I went to school at NJIT and went to a career fair my junior year, and I actually sorted all the companies by distance to home. And Plast-O-Matic came up and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And I Googled it, looked at the website, and then I just made them my top priority. I went there and I spoke to the gentleman at the booth. And then very promptly, a year later, got a call back to come intern in the engineering department. So I worked 3 days a week in engineering, just like redrafting prints, and the rest is history. In reality, I'm really looking forward to just getting our customers what they need when they need it. You know, just making it as efficient as possible and making sure everyone's promised dates are hit and getting our product out into the field when it's needed, you know, promptly.
Tell us the basic process of a valve start to finish, a valve that's designed.
Sure. So it could be, there's many different ways to manufacture, but Plast-O-Matic, we typically we're injection molding or we're CNC machining. And some of them are a mix of both. Like our ball valves are mainly molded. They get secondary operations on a CNC machine. And then we have products like an RVDT, so it's 100% machined. So an order comes in from our customers. If it's not on our ship from stock list, we are going to write some orders and we're going to mold some parts, we're going to machine some parts and assemble it, test 100% of the product that goes out the door and on its way. It's fairly simple explanation. It's much more in depth when you really boil down, but in a nutshell, it's essentially what's happening here.
How many different, I see you've got a few parts lined up behind you there.
Sure.
How many different parts?
Okay, so the real answer, so in reality, the engineering department has over 10,000 parts since 1974. So a good portion of that has been obsolete or discontinued over the years. But if I had to guess, and actually I could check this data, however, my gut is telling me it's somewhere in the several thousand range. We're constantly juggling between, at any moment, one of these several thousand parts may be sold, and Plast-O-Matic's niche is kind of operating with the more intense applications. And we have some products that are made specifically for those applications. It might not sell for years, but when that one person who needs it for that intense application needs it, we're going to get the call and we have to be able to fire up and produce it.
So does that guess of a few thousand different parts, is that expanded by the number of materials that we offer?
It does. A lot of our traditionally machined parts are typically, all the dimensions are the same across materials. They're machined from bar stock. When you get into molding, things can change slightly, but typically, so I guess yes and no. Not a great answer there, but adding more materials does add difficulties, or should I say opportunities, across the board.
Okay. So one of the key parts of any plastic product is the elastomers we use to keep them sealed. Mm-hmm. How many different seals and diaphragms and all those parts, how many of those? So
you're not asking how many different seals we offer, you're saying how many configurations of seals.
Right. How many seals would you guess are here?
Outside of O-rings? O-rings alone, I mean, several hundred. Yeah, I'd say there's definitely a couple hundred different O-ring sizes we use, and then we also stamp our own sheet gaskets for diaphragm valve, or relief valves rather, and pressure regulators. So I would say it's in the hundreds. I don't think it would, eclipse 1,000.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So a lot of balls in the air.
Yep. A lot of different, at any moment, a lot of different parts could be requested.
If you could have one new machine, what would it be?
It's a little early to make an answer. It's hard to say. I mean, we've recently essentially redid up most of the machine shop. Now we have a lot of Doosan turning centers with live tooling, and they've been great to us. So I guess right now, only being on the job for a few days, I would just say, I guess another Doosan turning center. However, I bet you my answer will change, as we start discovering a little bit more of what's going on here. Maybe a new injection molding machine.
Mike, you mentioned ship from stock a few moments ago. What does that mean?
Sure. So a few years ago, our manufacturing team and planning, the company, Plast-O-Matic, decided that it's time to revamp our inventory position. A lot of our heavy hitters, the valves that are critical and moving, let's get them back on the shelf and get them to our customer with 1 to 2 days. 2 days being the longest lead time. It's mainly PVC valves, ball valves, some relief valves, regulators, solenoid valves. So we have the valves on the shelf. You call us, it'll be shipped within 2 days. And we're targeting 1 day. And that list is increasing pretty much every year. We've been adding more and more to that. So we're committed to inventory, and we're committed to getting the customers the products they need when they need it.
Tell us about some of your resources that are here.
Sure. So by and large, the best resource that this department has right now is its people. Plast-O-Matic has an excellent team of manufacturing staff across the board, from planning to machining to assembly, testing. We just have a really committed team that works well together, and it's really, you can't put a price tag on it. It's so valuable. We're really just trying to make it a place that you walk through that door and you have fun, and we're all going to work together towards the same goal and just keep going. So yeah, our people in manufacturing is, in my opinion, our greatest resource.